Ever wonder why some companies seem to innovate like it's no big deal, while others just kind of get stuck?
Yeah, it's a head scratcher.
Especially in pipeline operations. Like there's a leak, everyone scrambles, they patch it up, check off the regulatory boxes, and then wait for the next one.
Right. It's like they're on this treadmill just going through the motions.
Never really getting ahead of the game.
Yeah.
Almost afraid to step outside those lines.
Yeah, it's that compliance is enough mindset that can really hold them back. They miss the big picture, building that really strong long-term pipeline integrity program.
Yeah, afraid to try new things, maybe stumble a bit.
Yeah.
But isn't that how we all learn, how we grow?
Exactly. And that's what this deep dive is all about, breaking out of that rut, building a culture of innovation.
Okay, I'm all ears. What we got?
We dug into some really compelling research case studies, highlighting 5 kind of transformative strategies to get there.
Okay, I'm hooked. Give me that first step.
The foundation. You got to start with a solid quality management framework. It's about going beyond the regulations, really embracing that idea of continuous improvement.
Gotcha. Less about checking boxes, more about constantly pushing to do things better. Like you're talking PDCA, right? Plan, Do, Check, Act.
Exactly. The PDCA. It's simple, but it's powerful. You plan, you implement, you evaluate, adjust, keep refining that pipeline integrity program based on real-world data, feedback, the whole 9 yards.
Makes sense. But a framework alone, that can't be the magic bullet, right?
Of course not. You need to build trust. People need to feel safe to experiment, share ideas, and yeah, admit when things don't go as planned. It's about psychological safety. That's where real innovation takes root.
It's funny, one of the articles mentioned a company that actually rewarded employees for finding potential problems, even if it meant uncovering their own mistakes.
Right. That's leadership setting the tone. It's okay to fail forward. Mistakes, they become learning opportunities.
So creating that safe space, it all starts at the top.
Absolutely. Leaders need to encourage experimentation, reward that curiosity, make it crystal clear that learning from mistakes way more valuable than always playing it safe.
Okay, so frameworks in place, trust is brewing. What's next on the innovation menu?
Knowledge sharing. Gotta invest in education. Go beyond just telling people what to do. Help them understand the why.
Empowering the teams with a deeper level of knowledge.
Precisely. Think robust training programs, collaboration between departments, bringing in outside experts for fresh perspectives.
I've seen that firsthand. Bringing in those outside voices can really shake things up, get people thinking differently.
It's about challenging those old assumptions. And of course, we can't forget about today's powerful tools. Data-driven technology. That brings us to strategy number 4.
All right, this is where it gets exciting. Tell me how we can use data to ditch that reactive approach.
Imagine using data to spot risks before they even become problems. Analyze historical data, look for patterns, then build models that can predict future failures.
So instead of waiting for something to break, we're proactively addressing potential issues. Game changer.
That's the power of predictive analytics and modeling. We shift from reactive to proactive pipeline integrity management. But it's not just about the tech, right? If your team is stuck in that old compliance mindset, they might not fully embrace these tools.
So got to foster a culture that's ready to embrace data, make decisions based on it.
You got it. It's all connected. But there's one last piece to this innovation puzzle. And it brings us right back to where we started. Leadership.
All right, let's dig in. What's leadership's role in building this innovation dream team?
They have to walk the walk, be the change they want to see.
What's that look like in practice?
It starts with genuine curiosity. Leaders who are constantly asking questions, exploring, valuing diverse perspectives, it trickles down through the whole organization. And it's not just about being open to new ideas, it's about embracing the possibility of failure. Leaders who are willing to take calculated risks, be transparent about their own mistakes. They build a culture where failure is a learning experience, not something to be ashamed of.
They don't just talk about innovation, they live it. Wow, we've covered so much. Quality frameworks, trust, knowledge sharing, the power of data. But it keeps coming back to leadership, the example they set. That's what really drives innovation.
Absolutely. We came across this fascinating case study. Company that totally flipped their pipeline integrity program. Can't name names, but their journey, it really shows what we've been talking about.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Lay it on me. What was their secret?
Well, they started with that quality management framework. Might have been something like the PDCA, where they focused on continuous improvement, aligning their goals with long-term performance.
Okay, so they were thinking bigger picture, not just meeting the immediate regulation.
Exactly. And they went beyond just like putting a framework on paper. They really gave their teams ownership, broke down the walls between departments, lots of collaboration, open communication.
It's amazing how much that cross-department collaboration can do.
Oh, it's essential. Brings all those different perspectives, expertise together so you get those well-rounded solutions.
Right.
And this company, they even took it a step further. They created systems to reward innovation, like measurable improvements. So it became this positive feedback loop, encouraged everyone to keep finding ways to, enhance pipeline integrity.
So innovation wasn't just like allowed, it was encouraged.
Exactly.
What kind of results did they see?
Pretty impressive. They saw way fewer pipeline failures, which of course meant cost savings and their safety record through the roof. But I think most importantly, they built this reputation, became known for excellence in the industry.
Okay, that is a success story. But let's talk about the flip side for a minute. I know our research also had a bit of a cautionary tale in there.
Oh, yeah. They made up this company called Reactive Co. to kind of show what happens when you stick with that checklist mentality with pipeline integrity.
I'm guessing things didn't go so well for them.
Nope. Their leadership, they just saw compliance as this annoying thing they had to deal with. Prioritize saving money in the short term instead of, investing in pipeline integrity.
So it was all about cutting corners and hoping for the best.
Pretty much. Created this culture of fear, complacency.
Just kicking that can down the road.
Yeah, but that backfired big time. Reactive Co., they ended up having way more pipeline failures. Costs went up, environmental damage, their reputation tanked.
A perfect example of how that reactive, compliance-only approach ends up costing you more in the long run.
Exactly.
Okay, so you've got these two very different paths. One company thrives by embracing innovation. The other stumbles trying to just get by. What's the takeaway for our listeners?
I think the key is that building a culture of innovation, it's a choice. You have to make that shift in mindset, starting with leadership.
And it's not just about bringing in new tech or frameworks. It's about creating an environment where people feel safe to experiment, share knowledge, learn from those bumps in the road.
You got it. It's about fostering that culture that values continuous improvement. Recognizing that real success, it means going above and beyond to keep our pipelines safe and reliable.
This has been really eye-opening, seeing how these strategies actually play out. But how do we take these concepts, make them actionable? What can someone do today to start moving their organization in that more innovative direction?
That's the million-dollar question, and that's exactly what we'll be tackling in the final part of our deep dive. We're going to shift gears, focus on the individual, give each listener the tools to become a catalyst for change.
Love it. Sounds like we've got some practical advice coming up. Okay, so we've talked about the big picture, but now let's bring it home. What's the first thing they can do, like today, to start pushing their organization in a more proactive, more quality-driven direction?
Well, I think first, gotta look in the mirror.
Ooh, getting deep.
Right. It's all about self-reflection. Take a hard look at your own mindset. Are you stuck in that we've always done it this way trap? Are you afraid to rock the boat a little?
So step one is checking our own assumptions, being open to new ways of doing things.
Exactly. And never underestimate the power of a simple question.
Like what?
Like, why? Why are we doing this way? Could we do it better, more efficiently? That one word can unlock some serious insights, lead to some real change.
Tap into that natural curiosity. But what if you hit a wall? You suggest something new and everyone's like, oh, can't do that, too risky.
That's where those trust-building skills we talked about come in. Remember that company that totally transformed their program? They created that environment where people felt safe to experiment, share ideas without worrying about, getting in trouble.
Right, but how do we build that kind of psychological safety, especially if, the overall culture isn't quite there yet?
Start small. Create a safe zone within your own team. Encourage open conversations. Really listen to people's concerns. Acknowledge their perspectives. You might not be able to change the whole organization overnight, but you can start shifting the culture one conversation at a time.
Like planting seeds. Let them grow and spread. But what about all those data tools? Those sound amazing. But what if you're not a data scientist? Can someone who's not, a tech expert actually use them?
Absolutely. You don't need to be a coding genius to make use of data. Start by learning the basics of data analysis, visualization. There's tons of free stuff online.
So even a basic understanding of data can help you spot trends, potential problems, make better decisions.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to reach out to your tech folks. Tell them your challenges. Ask how data could help you find solutions.
It's about working together, using everyone's strengths.
Right. And that collaborative spirit, it goes for breaking down those silos between departments, too. Sometimes all it takes is a conversation. Reach out to someone in another department, talk about your goals, listen to theirs, find those areas where you can work together, learn from each other.
It's about remembering we're all on the same team. We all want those pipelines to be safe and reliable.
Couldn't have said it better myself. And even if you're not the one calling the shots, making those big structural changes, you can still champion that cross-functional collaboration within your own team.
Lead by example.
Exactly. You can model all the behaviors we've talked about. Be curious. Ask those questions. Be open to new ideas. Celebrate experimentation. And don't be afraid to share what you're learning, even when you make mistakes.
So inspiring others, showing them a different way.
Yeah, your actions, they can have a ripple effect. Way beyond your own team.
This has been incredible. So much to think about. But before we go, I want to leave everyone with one last question.
Hit me.
Think about where you are, your organization, your team. Ask yourself, are you pushing for innovation or are you holding it back? What can you do right now to build that more proactive, quality-driven culture?
Love it.
Because building that more innovative, more resilient future, it starts with each of us. So embrace the challenge. Be the change you want to see. And remember, even small actions, they can make a big difference.
Couldn't agree more.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into building a culture of innovation in pipeline integrity management. Until next time, keep learning, keep asking those questions, and keep innovating.